Hello everyone and welcome back to a new LEGO Star Wars set review. This is C3-PO. This set retails for $140 in the United States and comes with only 1,138 pieces. Meanwhile, the previous year's R2-D2 has 1,050 for $40 less. So you're getting around 70 pieces for $40 more, which I think is crazy. But we can move beyond that for now and take a look at this set. Here's the look at the back of the box, and it shows the dimensions of the sets being 15 inches tall and 7.5 inches wide, or 19 centimeters by 38 centimeters. And of course, we have the C3-PO minifigure, which is the one with the dual molded leg, which is amazing to see because we don't get that in many sets, including this year's Death Star. Doesn't even have this minifigure. But let's get into this review. And this thing is honestly quite tall. It stands like pretty tall. I mean, it says it on the box how tall it is, and you can really tell. It's bigger than most action figures would be, and for $140, it feels a little like small still, even though it's quite large, and it still looks very good. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, here is a look at the plaque, and we also have a 25 years of LEGO Star Wars logo, just on a brick that you put to the side. And there's nothing else to do with it. I guess you can put it on like this. I just think that looks a little bit awkward. If you want, you can put it on the back between his legs. But honestly, if you just throw it away and put it in the pile of junk, you can do that. But of course, here is the minifigure in this set, and it is the C3-PO, which side leg printing, which is also dual molded, and it has arm printing as well. And it honestly looks absolutely amazing, and is the best version of this minifigure we've ever gotten and probably will ever get. And if you want, pause now to see and read this description. But now we can move on to some of the details. The details on this are honestly very flawless. Everything is where it should be, which is definitely something that is a little bit odd to see in LEGO Star Wars nowadays. And if you've noticed, this set stands at a very odd tilt. It tilts very far forward until its torso, which it sits normally. And yes, it's very sturdy. This is not going anywhere, except for these bottom studs, which we'll get to in a second. I'm just breaking those apart by touching the set. You can also rotate the shoulder and get him to any arm movement. You can move his hands, and you can also rotate these, but to do so, you have to take it off, and you can fit it in 4 different angles. You can have the one here, the one up, the one back, and then one like this, which is definitely odd. However, this arm is really only meant to be at this angle, so you aren't given much options to do whatsoever with that. However, you can lift this one, and you can hold his arms up, just kind of like that. It's not too crazy, but this is also weird. I didn't know that you could turn this angle too. I'm assuming you could do it. Yep, so you can turn those if you would like. I don't see a downside to that. I think that's pretty cool, but it is there. And of course, we can take a quick look at the underside of the set and see how it is attached. It is attached through, I think, just gravity and how it's held alone. I don't think there's a single stud that holds those feet together. And as you can see on the back, there isn't anything except in this back section here, where it is attached to something that is blocked by these studs here. And of course, there is a ton of sticker detailing on the set, which I think looks pretty good. However, it should have been printed because the stickers stick out like a sore thumb. And then of course, the head can move a whole 360 degrees. The eyes are definitely a little bit awkward, but I think work. And you can actually take off his head, which is pretty easy to do so. It's pretty easy to take off most of the joints, especially the elbows, the wrists. I don't know about the shoulder joints. It's not really coming off very well, so I'm going to assume no. But again, this is probably the best place to put the arm in this position. But again, you can turn it however you want. It can go pretty far as well. And yeah, that's pretty much everything on this. And one more thing before we end this video is that there are a few printed pieces. This is printed along with this piece right here, and the mouth is also printed. I'm pretty sure that's everything that's printed on this set. Everything else is stickered for details. And it also uses some metallic gold pieces. Most of them are just the pale gold, which doesn't have the metallic look to them. However, I think the set works very well, even without those pieces. And for $140, I don't think this is a bad grab. Definitely get it for cheaper, and it is cheaper right now. You can probably find this for $112 right now in the United States, which is what the ATT was going for a while ago. I should have bought more. I already have 3, but still, it's definitely not a bad price whatsoever for this. And this has been my review of the LEGO Star Wars C3-PO. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.